Men don't need a full conversation to make their minds up. In fact, they rarely wait that long. In the first few seconds of seeing you, they've already made quiet decisions about your value, status, and even your emotional stability, all based on things you probably don't notice about yourself. This isn't about being superficial, that it's instinctive, immediate, and mostly unconscious. The problem is, while men are making these snap judgments, most women are still thinking they'll be seen for who they are. But psychology says otherwise. If you've ever wondered why some women are instantly respected, remembered, or desired, and others overlooked or quickly dismissed, IT starts with how men read the first signs you give off. And no, it's not about looks alone. There are signals louder than beauty, and they're revealed in how you walk, speak, glance, even how your hands rest when you're silent. These are the 9 things men instantly pick up on, and they matter more than you think. And whether you like it or not, the first thing he picks up on, long before your name or your words, is the shape of your body. Your body shape registers before your face does. The first thing a man notices isn't your smile or your eyes. It's the outline of your body. Even before he realizes it, his brain is categorizing you based on physical symmetry, curves, proportion, all subconscious triggers for attraction or disinterest. And once that category is set, it takes a lot to undo it. This isn't always about beauty standards. It's about instinct. His mind is wired to scan for signals of health and vitality, even if he doesn't consciously care about those things. That snap judgment doesn't ask for context. It just reacts. Harsh, but true. You might never say a word, but you've already been seen. Not deeply, not fairly, but seen. And that's the moment when he decides whether to engage or ignore. That decision often has nothing to do with your value. Only what his instincts tell him in that split-second point too. Your smile instantly labels you as approachable or fake. A forced smile is a warning sign. Whether you mean to or not, if your smile is stiff, delayed, or disconnected from your eyes, it signals discomfort or worse, deception. People feel it. Men especially register this contrast fast, and it shapes how they respond to you. Genuine smiles are rare, and when one appears, it changes the entire atmosphere. It lowers defenses. It signals trust, warmth, and openness. But when it doesn't feel real, it has the opposite effect that it builds distance instead. What makes it worse is that people often fake smiles to seem polite or likable, not knowing it actually has the opposite effect. You're better off not smiling at all than wearing one that feels performative. Because when it's not honest, people walk away. Point 3, your posture sells confidence or screams insecurity. The way you stand doesn't just change how you feel, it changes how you're perceived instantly and often permanently. When you walk into a room with a lowered chin, rounded shoulders, or arms crossed over your chest, it sends one clear message. You don't want to be seen. And even worse, you don't expect to be respected. Whether or not that's true, that's how it reads. And that's what sticks. And once someone has made up their mind about you being small, unsure, or apologetic, it's hard to undo. Men don't need to analyze your posture to respond to it. They feel it. When someone carries themselves with upright presence, relaxed but intentional, they naturally earn space without asking. That kind of posture doesn't shout. It doesn't have to. It says you know who you are, you're comfortable being noticed, and you don't need approval to take up space. It creates an unspoken boundary and a quiet form of authority that people respect without being told to. The tragedy is that too many women are confident internally, but present like they've already lost. Your words won't matter if your body is saying the opposite. You don't need to stand like you're ready for war, but you do need to stop walking like you're apologizing for existing. Because if you look like you're bracing for rejection, that's exactly what you'll get, whether it's fair or not. Point 4. Your voice tone exposes if you're high value or high maintenance. Your voice doesn't need to be loud to be noticed. It needs to be steady. The tone, rhythm, and weight behind your words tell someone whether you're centered or chasing something. A calm, low-pressure voice gives the impression of someone who has nothing to prove, who's already made peace with herself. On the other hand, when every word is laced with nervous speed, exaggerated tones, or too much performative energy, it gives away more than you intend. Men don't hear it, and think you're expressive. They hear it and think you're unpredictable. This kind of auditory signal cuts deeper than people realize. A shrill, overly sweet, or emotionally volatile voice activates a man's internal alarm that he's about to inherit unnecessary stress. It tells him you're not fully in control of your state, that you'll expect him to manage your emotional swings, and that dealing with you will cost him energy. And the brutal part is most of this happens subconsciously. His attraction starts fading, and neither of you will know exactly when or why. Speaking slowly, clearly, and with weight doesn't mean being emotionless. It means being rooted. It tells the world you're not asking for validation. And that's what makes your presence strong. Not because you demand attention, but because you don't seem to need it. That difference alone separates the women who are chased from the ones who are quietly avoided. Point 5. Your eye contact reveals your true social rank. The way you look at someone or don't tells them exactly how you see yourself. People who hold eye contact with calm clarity aren't showing aggression, but they're showing position. When your gaze is direct but relaxed, it communicates that you're not afraid of being seen, that you're aware of your own value, and that you're not expecting to be overlooked. It sets the dynamic before a single word is exchanged. Avoiding eye contact too quickly doesn't read as shyness. It reads as deference that it signals that you're waiting for permission to matter, that you don't believe your presence carries weight on its own. Men might not consciously register it, but they respond to it. Weak eye contact drops your social rank instantly. And once that impression is made, it silently changes the way you're spoken to, listened to, and even remembered. Strong eye contact doesn't need to be long, intense, or theatrical. It just needs to be stable. When you can hold a gaze without flinching, it tells someone that you trust yourself, and that trust spreads. People follow your energy. If your eyes are grounded, people lean in. If they're darting, hiding, or avoiding, you've already given your position away. Point 6. Your style subconsciously signals status, sexuality, and self-respect. The way you dress doesn't need to follow fashion trends or impress anyone, but it does need to reflect self-awareness. The truth is, men absorb style cues faster than they understand them. They won't articulate it, but they feel it, and it shapes how seriously they take you. Clothes aren't just decoration. They're communication. And when your outfit looks chaotic, mismatched, or overly revealing in a desperate way, it doesn't say confidence. It says confusion. There's nothing wrong with being sexy, but when it feels performative, like it's trying to fill a void or buy attention, it sends the wrong signal that it tells them your value lives in your display, not in your presence. On the other hand, when your clothing choices seem clear, intentional, and personal, even simple, it reads as self-respect. That subtle difference is what makes men pause instead of just stare. Style isn't shallow. It's storytelling. And whether you want it to or not, your look says something before you speak. The question is whether it's aligned with who you are or just trying to please people who are never paying attention. To begin with. Point 7. Your energy is felt before a word is spoken. You don't have to announce your mood. People feel it. You walk into a room and your presence hits long before your voice does. If you're carrying unresolved stress, self-doubt, or emotional hunger, it fills the space. You could try to smile through it or fake charm, but energy always leaks through the cracks. Men aren't scanning for it on purpose. They just pick it up and move toward or away from it without even realizing why. Anxiety makes people feel like they're walking on glass. And if your energy says, please like me, or worse, please rescue me, you'll find people pulling away. Not because they're cold, but because they don't want to carry someone else's emotional weight. On the other hand, when you move with quiet, grounded certainty, it relaxes the space around you. That kind of energy is what makes people remember you, not because you demanded attention, but because being near you felt easy. Point 8. Your hands, yes, your hands reveal nerves, power, or poison. Most people overlook their hands, but when everything else in your body language is in control and your fingers are twitching, your nails are picking, or your arms are hiding behind your back, it throws everything off. That looks like you're lying or unsure or carrying something you can't express. Men don't even know what it is. They just sense it's there, and it creates distance. When your hands are visible, still, and used with intention, they anchor your presence. They show you're not hiding. They show you're not fragile. And even if you're nervous inside, they make you look composed. People trust steady hands. They don't trust the kind that move like they're searching for an exit. It's a small detail that speaks loudly. Control your hands, and you instantly seem more emotionally stable. And if they betray what your face tries to hide, then don't be surprised when your words stop landing and people start tuning you out. Point 9. Your reaction to their presence decides everything. The way you respond to a man the moment he shows interest will tell him whether he needs to earn your attention or whether you're already giving it away. If your body lights up, your tone changes, and your attention zeroes in like he just saved your day, he sees it. And what he sees is someone who's starving for approval. Someone already conquered. Men don't chase certainty. They chase curiosity. And when you look at him like you've already decided he's the one before he's shown you anything real, you lose the very thing that might have made him stay. Your unpredictability. Calm acknowledgement doesn't mean indifference. It means you're not surprised to be seen. And that's powerful. People remember how you made them feel. If your reaction tells him that his presence changes your value, it lowers yours in his eyes. But if your energy stays consistent, if you meet attention without needing it, he starts wondering what makes you different. That's how obsession starts. If you have made it this far, comment down below with the word 100% to confirm that you have received the knowledge from this video. For more interesting topics, make sure you watch the recommended video that you see on the screen right now. Thanks for watching.